Walking down this lonely road, damn near almost lost my soul. But now that I'm in control, what they gon' do? Can no evil hold me down? Let no evil hold me down. When your will is on the ground, what you gon' do? I won't go for anything that isn't in direction of the boom. Don't never let anything come in between, 'cause surely you will lose. Inhale the atmosphere, brushing fear right off the shoulders. Looking around, couldn't find anyone, feel like the world getting colder. Be I'm motivated, we won't stop until we are over, yeah. And I won't look back, no, won't look back, no. 'Cause it's only a matter of time, now we in here, dog. Homie said you need to get involved, ain't no looking back, ain't no other way around it, dog. You got everything you need on guard, just honing your faith and your power. Trust we could win, this is ours. No, this is not just a dream, keeping you up early every hour, but it just doesn't make sense. What good is this life if all we do is pretend? Trying to see the light, but darkness wants to creep in. Way up in my mind, wanna push me off the deep end. Wait, slow down, hone it now. If you believe, then you better breathe it. Walking down this lonely road, damn near almost lost my soul. But now that I'm in control, what they gon' do? Can no evil hold me down? Let no evil hold me down. When your will is on the ground, what you gon' do? I won't go for anything that isn't in direction of the boom. Don't never let anything come in between, 'cause surely you will lose. Introspect, take a sec, watch your step, where you step, when you step, falling free through the sky, feel the breeze, feel the high, all your fears, let them die, energy never flies. Introspect, take a second, let your world unfold,
falling free through the sky,
I just wanna feel right, I'm so tired of being lost,
all your fears, let them die,
take flight.
energy never flies.
There's nothing we cannot handle. Light up the dark like a candle. Usually they misunderstand you, yeah. Give a damn if they can't relate. All we want is to motivate. Take it on, never hesitate. Acknowledge it, but then make it. We are the ones in control. We are the ones in control. Just honing your faith and your power. Trust we could win, this is ours. No, this is not just a dream. Take on the world and devour. Walking down this lonely road, damn near almost lost my soul. But now that I'm in control, what they gon' do? Can no evil hold me down? Let no evil hold me down. When your will is on the ground, what you gon' do? I won't go for anything that isn't in direction of the moon. Don't never let anything come in between, 'cause surely you will lose. Yeah, we only getting started, but you know I got to bang it. Yeah, we're shooting for the stars, you know you got to aim it. Yeah, this goes out to the ones who doubt it. How you gon' see with your eyes so clouded? Look to the sky, feed your mind rerouted. Damn, it's been a long, long day. I done came a long, long way. I've been feeling all kind of restless. Getting to it, what can I say? Soaking up game like a lesson. Spirit too strong, that's a blessing. Rather elevate into outer space. You could go insane, lose your way from the stressing. And I ain't really on that. Gotta take it higher, yeah, we're on that. We will never stop, we'll never fall back. This is that, I need more of that. Gotta take it higher like you're on that. Gonna take it higher, yeah, we're on that. Whoa. I hear you screaming on the inside. You gotta let it go, let your mind ride. Yeah, we only getting started, but you know I got to bang it. Yeah, we shooting for the stars, you know you got to aim it. Yeah,
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. This is E Black with E Black TV. We are having the Black Afternoon conversation. I apologize, guys. Let me start off saying I apologize. I've been working my butt off. We're getting into that time of the year where it's summer camps, work. I've been wanting to put out more content. I just don't have the time nor the energy. and I really don't want to do late streams at 9, 10 o'clock at night. So anyway, I've been wanting to do more of these, and I figured out I've carved a little bit of space into my schedule. This is we're going to be talking in regards to Jason Aldean's "Try That in a Small Town." Is Big City Phobia. But first, let's do some housekeeping. Shout out to the Black Pride members. Salute to you guys. If you would like to be a member of this channel, please check it out. Also, make sure that when you look at this channel, you are allowing gifts because sometimes somebody might give you a gift. It gives you exclusive access to eBlack TV and it shows your support for your favorite YouTuber. I guess I don't know. I'm gonna work on that spill. But anyhow, if you guys want to join the conversation, the link is in the chat. Also, if you would like to be sent the link or sometimes have a topic of a show be sent to you directly behind the scenes, because sometimes we do not have open panels. Sometimes it's closed panels. And if you would like to be on an exclusive list, please fill out the eBlack TV panelist email distribution list. This list right here is badly formatted, but I will correct that when I get a chance. But if you click on the link, it should send you directly to a Google Forms, which just provides your name, your emails, and times that you're available. Every time I do a show, whether it's on the Toxic Avengers or on eBlack TV, I will send out a link personally to all the members on that list. It's a way for me to kind of, how do you say, weed out the trolls, have a better conversation. Salute to everybody. Hold on one second, everybody. I see somebody in the back. What's going on, Pastor?
What it do? What it do? I pulled up because I was gonna pull up the chaotic truth channel and talk about it, but that's how I'll pull up and entertain yours because entertain your conversation about this whole situation with
Yeah,
this
yeah,
country music.
yeah. Salute to Chaotic Truth. He he
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he,
yeah.
he go hard in the paint. Pause. You know what I mean?
He
And
go a little bit too he too far a little bit too. I get it. We a little bit too far over there than I can go, but I get it.
he look. Everybody got their stick, man. Everybody got one, man. I tell everybody all the time, man. You just gotta look at it, and just smile, just walk away. But yeah. So have you heard the song, Jason and these? I'm gonna pull up the lyrics.
Pretty much it's a country song. I don't listen to country music,
Okay, but have
but
you? But have you
pretty
heard of it?
sure I cannot. I don't think that none of. But I lived in a very rural area. I lived in so I'm pretty sure I heard a lot of country. I heard it, unfortunately, even though I don't listen to it. But this right here don't really surprise me. There's been way worse country songs put out than this one. I
Yeah,
just
I agree. I agree. I mean, I was watching some reactions, and one reaction channel reminded me that a song like "Get It Back in Blood," or I was thinking, remember Juvenile Magnolia? He's
mhm.
basically saying, "Don't come to the North if you, you know what I'm saying. Don't come down here." Everybody's repping their set in the hood.
But see, the thing about it is, I guess the rap music gets away with it because it's making a threat towards each other. I think the reason why they're trying to come down on him is because they feel like he's making a threat towards others, like he's threatening another. Like I guess I don't know why it is that way, but if black people threaten each other all day, they let that slide.
Yeah.
But if let's say a country in modern day time, a white guy makes a country song that's threatening others, then I do think they're going to cancel him. That's just how our society's set up. Now, if he would have been saying that he was gonna attack, white people, so like he was comparing country white people to city white people, then of course they would have maybe even let that slide. But the fact that he went and said, city people, and people can start inferring what he meant by that, you know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, and not only that, we can talk about the music video itself. I think the music video put it over the top because, he's displaying images of riots. He's displaying images of young black men, robbing stores, and I think I think there's what they call a dog whistle, and that's tingling everybody's ears in regards to this song. I personally, like, as I'm listening to it, I don't, like I said, I don't see it any different from somebody saying, Magnolia, don't come to my hood because you might get shot.
I'm about to look at this video right now, so I'm actually going to actually look at it for the first time. The dude's name is Jason.
You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna just because I don't know this guy, and you know how if you do a reaction, it'll be an instant takedown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's part of this group. So if y'all see this video, if y'all see this show, I'm probably gonna cut it out. So I'm just gonna play it through straight away. That way, if I do have to trim it all the way out, I won't be affected by, stopping it and pausing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video straight through. Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna play this video straight through, and I guess I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity to check it out. Let's go.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like, cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
These farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
Yeah, I don't think there was nothing wrong with that video. I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah, I don't think there was nothing wrong with the with the video. Once again, like I said, you know, I've heard it's the same thing as saying don't come to my hood.
Yeah, but I think the thing about it is it's because I guess because it's a white guy that's making this song, but I don't think he's making that song directly just about um white people. I really like, as crazy as it may sound, I grew up in a rural area, and I think in the rural area people just have a different mindset, period, over about, just their own yard to neighborhood to their county. Like we talk about counties and yards and castle doctrine, all that stuff apply to like really rural, like not even suburban, but really rural country area folk, and like they really don't. People don't play about that stuff. So a lot of the things that go on in the city, the trespassing, the walking through, the stealing, and the that stuff might not fly in certain areas of the country.
Well, I understand, and the approach that I'm taking on this is essentially is this big city phobia that's being spread. Uh,
Ugh.
Now, this is kind of I have a couple of stories that I'm gonna kind of present. One story after 9/11. Does everybody, if y'all remember 9/11, you know, I got calls from family members all across the country. I got one family member, my great grandmother and my grandmother. They called me on the day of 9/11 and said, "Hey, well, you got to be careful because we got a Walmart out here, and we got a dam, and they might get the dam and flood the area." And I said, "Grandma, they not worried about. They come from a town that's literally 2,000 people, one stoplight."
Well, you have to ask yourself, there's no such thing as big city phobia. I don't think they're afraid of the big city. I think it's the more or less the fact that we realize what the big city has produced. The majority of the crime in America comes from inner city, big cities. It's overwhelmingly.
Okay, yeah, well, there is a such thing as a big city phobia. This is kind of, and I've have it outlined here. It says the specific triggers for big city phobia can be vary from person to person, but common factors include crowds, the presence of large crowds, particularly in crowded streets, public transportation, busy areas. They can trigger anxiety, overwhelm, traffic, traffic noise, chaotic driving, noise and overstimulation, bright lights, sensory overload that are typically in the big city, feeling lost or trapped, the complexity of the urban layout. You know, even big city people hate driving downtown because it's even bigger downtown. You know,
Yeah. So I now you break it down like that. There are special considerations you have to make living in the city that they can be fearful. I get it. I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
not only that, crime and safety concerns that
Mhm.
develop in the big city. These are, like I said, cognitive behavioral issues that once again people have from the smaller towns when they get them to the big cities. Like I said before, and when I was talking about my grandmother, she's, mind you, she's from San Francisco. She moved out to the city, to the small country later on in life. Uh, but the people around her, she's the toughest one out the people around her because she understands the game. But she was worried about me.
But
Another,
when
and
you say
but
tougher, you say what kind of tougher? Because I would argue that country people are tougher than city people.
she
City
was
people just
willing.
become.
She was more or less willing to go to town more often.
What you mean? Go to town like fight?
No, just go to town. Like go into the city.
Oh, so that don't make that doesn't. I don't think that makes you more efficient because you're willing to go to efficiency quicker. I think country people are tougher always. A matter of fact, I would argue that when big city people come to the country areas, they bring nothing but crime and violence. When they come, I used that when my cousins from Detroit, Flint, New York used to come back down south and visit. They used to always come with some bullshit.
Yeah, because they get bored.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, well, and trust me, I have an outline for the show. We're gonna get into that. The second story I have, when I moved out to here in the neighborhood that I moved out to, and the George Floyd situation was going on. Uh, my neighbor next door, he a white guy, older white guy, maybe 60s, 70s. And he spoke to me about the neighborhood, how it developed, and we talked about race relations and little stuff like that. And we got to George Floyd, and he was like, "Yeah, uh, yeah, if these guys come marching down my street, I'm gonna shoot them in the leg, and I'm gonna, and there's just this feeling that he feels is he's not connecting where these people are having their outrage, how they're rioting. It's literally basically saying, hey, he has a fear that rioters are going to come down his street, tearing up the neighborhood. And I'm like, I told him, like, look at the street. Ain't nobody walking down here to protest. This is not a protest area. Like, but the fear that he had that was in relation to the big city issues that were going on, he related to his own scenario. And I think that's where the news media, they portray like mass murder shootings, a lot of this stuff to middle America that it doesn't relate to them necessarily. Riots don't happen on dusty roads. You know what I mean?
Well, hold on. Black Lives Matter and their rights did reach a rural area. I think they were they walked up on a couple's land in, was it Kentucky or somewhere? They walked up on someone's land and they tried to get them off their land with guns, and they end up going to jail or having their guns taken. So I would not go so far to say that, because at the end of the day, city people want what rural people have. Rural people don't want what city people have. Like, there's nothing in the city that rural people really, really, truly want. But there's everything out there in the rural areas that city people want.
Yeah,
at the end of the day. The food.
I remember. I'm trying to look
everything.
it up. But in fact, now that I remembered, because I don't want to be contradictory, but Ferguson, Mike Brown, Ferguson is a small town. So that's kind of the start. But like I said, that still was isolated to just the protests. Once again, were usually on government land, parks, sometimes middle of the streets. But for the most part, I think the idea of rioting people walking down your lawn was just not realistic. It was kind of media outblown. It's like the LA riots when they happened. It's like, well, it happened in the middle of LA. If you know anything about LA is a big urban city. It's like freaking the size of damn near road. It's long and big, pause.
But you can argue that whole. I'm not from the country. I'm from the South. I always been there my whole life. So don't act like I ever really been nowhere. But the reality of it is, from what I've heard, allegedly, started because the two gangs got into a shooting at a very popular like shopping center or mall or area, and someone got shot in a bystander. So all that rioting and stuff happened because the gangs put themselves on the radar by shooting.
And that was St. Louis, by the way.
Oh, in St. Louis,
where the couple brandished the guns at the protesters.
Okay, that was St. Louis. Okay, that's still St. Louis. Technically, hold on. Missouri's a slaver state. Okay, see, Missouri's a slaver state, so they still kind of roll with the South a little bit, I guess. So therefore, I mean, I don't know, man. No matter how you look at it, I kind of get where he's coming from. Like even being in the South my whole life, I see what he's saying,
Yeah.
and I think that he should say that to city people. Because why do city people get to just come and bully country people?
I don't see. That's the thing. Let me show you some stuff, right? Let me, because I had to get myself prepared for this. When we talk about medium-sized cities, um, I want to kind of get to small cities because that's kind of what he's saying. It says based on here, small though crime and rare though crimes are rare in small American cities than in larger urban areas, violent and property offensive jumped by double digits in 2021, leaving crimes nearly equal to medium-sized cities. Violent crimes jumped 15% in small cities in 2001, leaving the rate 8% higher than 10 years ago. Rape offenses made the most notable jump. The 24% increase over the previous year was the most for any size category. Additionally, the murder rate in small cities has leaped nearly 50% in the past decade, demonstrating how violence has permeated all levels of society. So when we talk about, and it breaks down this chart kind of breaks it down to where small cities are not immune to violence. They're not immune to a lot of the things of the world. It's just because it's less of it.
So I'm,
It-
I'm, I'm gonna explain to you why you see small city violence and in big city and small city and mid-sized city violence going up. It's exactly literally because of that song we just listened to. It's the disbursement of these larger city people throughout the country. If right now in Dallas, there's so many people down here in Chicago that are down here doing shit. You know what I mean? And Dallas already got their own people, like you say, doing stuff. Then you bring in the influx of other people, right? Right?
yeah,
It's going to make it go up. So imagine doing that to some place like Jackson, Atlanta, Charlotte, St. Louis, even, and it was already kind of bad. Baltimore. When you have these New Yorkers, people from Chicago, Detroit, and all these places start flooding out of these cities once they can't afford to be there anymore. They don't change their ways. People that live in Los Angeles not changing their ways. They're not. None of these people are changing their ways. They just moving to a new area.
and I understand the. I still want to say, for me personally, I just want to say, I don't think it's wise. I don't think it's the smartest thing to say. Okay, it's only city people doing it. Small town people have the same exact issues. Their problems just get exorbitant and exasperated as time goes on. There's still theft. There's still Johnny sneaking over stealing a horse. They're still stealing a tractor. There's still stealing is stealing. Instead of going to the store and stealing maybe a honey bun or breaking into somebody's car, they still do it in the country.
But it's petty and they get caught extremely quicker. So
Yes.
it's
So,
petty.
so but the intent of
The
of
intent's still there.
yes, the
The
intent is
intent's
still
still there.
there.
Yeah. Still there.
So
Yeah.
so that's why I'm saying, if you really, like I said, I don't like to play city folk against country folk, because like I said, I still think country folks are just as ruthless as city folk.
We
City
are,
folk,
but we're different, though. I really think because I will always consider myself a person from a rural area because I grew up there my whole life. So therefore, I do think we're different. I live in a city now, and I'm cool with city people, but I know I'm different. I just know I'm different. I don't want to be like city people. I'm a rural area minded person,
hmm
and I just even I can see eye to eye on some things with them, but I refuse to be an urbanite. I refuse to be an urban person, even though I live in an urban environment. I
hmm
refuse to become a city nigga.
yeah, I'm a city boy, so I can't help it. They let me know already when I was out here. They let me know I'm a city boy. But I want to read this part about murders or extra small cities, and extra small cities are those between 10,000 and 99,000. Giant metropolis record far more killings each year than extra small cities. Yet some small towns have a far higher rate of murder per capita. 3 extra small cities posted murder rates higher than 80 per 1K residents, and Greenwood, South Carolina was the deadliest. The frequency of rapes in the 3 most dangerous extra small cities also dwarfed the rate of far larger cities. I'm not even going to pronounce the city name, but Michigan, a city in Michigan registered 275 rapes per 100K residents, more than double the number of nearby Detroit. So, once again, when we talk about intent, crime is crime, intent is intent, crime is crime. When we talk about the things that people are scared, they're going to rape you, they're going to murder you, they're going to steal your property. These things
Yeah.
happen in the city
Yeah.
and they happen in the country.
What them niggas did in South Carolina, you can't count no South Carolina.
Oh
We don't count that
God,
shit.
we
We gonna
can't
talk.
count South Carolina.
Nah, because look, South Carolina niggas are different. Like, look, I'm from North Carolina, right? I'm from a country, but I'm from North Carolina.
What
Them
part of
niggas from
North
South
Carolina?
Carolina, man, them my niggas, but man, they ruthless, man. They a little bit more like Louisiana type niggas almost. They look different, man.
Hey, what part of Carolina?
I'm from Kinston, Eastern North Carolina.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
got people on the west in Asheville.
I do too. My cousins stay out in Asheville. I got cousins stay out in Asheville. We go over there all the time.
Oh
We
shit,
do,
we
we do,
might
we
be
do,
related. Shit.
man, we do dragon. We do Tail of the Dragon and all that, and drive our cars around the mountains and shit. It's pretty fun, man.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really trying to get back to North Carolina in a couple of in 3 to 4 months to do a drive up there. Because I mean, have you went on the great Smoky the scenic route?
Yeah, I've done my fam I think we've done that a few times. Uh I just don't I was so small at the time, I just remember dirt roads and doom buggies and small little double wides. So I don't
Man,
remember much. And my cousins taking me out to blueberry fields. Not
in the
even
mou-
raspberry fields.
in the mountains.
Yeah.
Man, we had man the east side on the coast where we was at. That's the best side to me. The coastal side, the mountain side, cool. Don't get me wrong. That shit's fly. Don't get Asheville. Asheville is fly. Don't get me wrong. But Eastern Carolina with just you know how Virginia has like the 7 cities, like they go like Southern Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, like Eastern Carolina got like all these like little cities and like they run up and down like the coastal side, and they're all pretty cool and fun to run up and down in. So like me, I like Eastern North Carolina. I just ended up out here in Dallas, and it's cool. It is what it is.
Hey, it happens, man. Like I said, I was supposed to be out here for only 6 months, man. I've been out here 13, 14 years, man.
Where you at now?
I'm out by the border of Texas. You
You in Texas too, man? It's hard to get out in Texas, man. Texas is a trap, yo.
check. Oh shit!
It's
And
a fucking trap,
I
bro.
didn't even get nobody pregnant. Shit.
Oh shit! I did all that. It's a trap.
So
But
yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't even enough. God forgive me. I ain't complaining. I love it. I love it. I love it.
yeah. But like I said, when we talk about crime, once again, when we talk about the size of the city, I believe that conversation or the size of I mean, there's some country ass towns, man, in Texas where it ain't nothing but meth heads, man. It ain't nothing but straight up dusty ass niggas and dusty ass white folk. And they be beating on each other, ambulance calls all freaking night,
Like Wilmer.
yeah. You know,
Wilmer, Texas is bad. Yeah, I get it. But the thing about it is,
so when he says bring that to a small town, like I said, the dog whistle part kind of comes into mind because I'm sitting here like, okay, damn well you got some folk that be stealing batteries, baby, you got some bad folk in these small towns. And just because the only thing that I'm hearing based on the images are, riots. And what do we equate riots with? Most recent riots are George Floyd, country music, whites, like you start going down the line, you're like, okay, is this a dog whistle? Like, I get it.
What up, Taz? Nah, but check this. What up? Nah, what he's saying is we don't want no new problems over here. That's all he's saying. Look, man. This is the same thing. Like you said, man. This is the same thing as somebody saying, "Don't run up on my side of." Look, see, I never had to deal with that gang violence shit because I grew up. Thank God I grew up in the country, and I don't want. And they try in city niggas, and I be going into I know I love doing this shit. And this is why I love to talk about the difference between up north black people and down south black people, and city people and country folk. It's a difference. It's a big difference, and y'all be trying to bring that gang violence, that over aggressiveness to some country folk that's just trying to chill and relax and have a good life. And what crimes we do have in the country, they can deal with that Barney Mabel type shit. Let them deal with that little book, Barney Mabel, let them deal with that.
Yeah.
But y'all not about to bring that big city CSI crime. Niggas been loading up guns with cloth, loading up blocks with cloth with cloth gloves on. Y'all not bringing that high tech killing shit to the country. And I think that city people bring problems to the country. I do think that's true. I think that shit's true. I don't even think that's racist. I think that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I think bad people do bad things. And to blame it on city folk, like I said, they come in and they try to they just move at a different speed. They see different opportunities, and I don't believe unless you bring if you bring a bad person from the city to the country, yeah, you're gonna have issues. But if you bring a bad person from the country to the city, he gonna be just as thugged out as just the rest of these niggas.
No. Most look, no, that's not true. If a country person goes to the city,
A bad country person.
if a bad country person goes to the city and they blow up and become a worse city person, the city did it.
Ah, God.
The city did it. Well, I'm gonna tell you, the city did it. Because let me tell you something. Because we will take a bad city person and they'll come to the South and be a good Southern person. So we actually do better. We convert y'all people back to goodness way better than y'all convert our people up to goodness. Because every time a nigga go to the city and get into that rat race and have to hustle and bustle, it brings the dog. Living in this city brings the dog out of you.
Yeah, it do. It do, because
So how can you make I say it brings the dog out of you in a bad way. I say living in the country brings the dog out of you in a more community environment type way. When you in the city, it's all about yourself, dog eat dog. Like the city is like really, we see some Darwinism type shit happen. And they want to take that rioting, wilding, ignorance to places where people rather work together. It's a different environment. It's a different mentality. I don't think they mix. I don't think they should mix. Unless y'all willing to convert.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I understand. I understand the stereotypes, but I just disagree. Anybody who's bad is going to be bad. I was watching a case the other day. A guy from Monroe, Louisiana, they stole this dude's Mustang, Camaro. 18-year-old little kid from Monroe, small little town.
Louisiana, yeah. Northern Louisiana, yeah.
And they stuffed the dude in the back of the truck. In the back of the car.
That's one. I mean, that's bad, but that's one time. And them niggas be doing that shit all the time in Chicago and other areas. So I'm not trying to excuse that, but but you know what? We're gonna lock him up and we're gonna deal with that. He went to jail, right?
Yeah, he went to jail.
Exactly.
He got caught up in Winsburg borough.
How many people committing crimes up in Chicago, Ohio, New York, Detroit,
Per capita, but that's the
Milwaukee,
thing. Per cap,
Milwaukee.
we're talking. Okay, look, out of 4 million people, if 100 people do a crime, that's still better than a town that's 100,000 people, and still the 10 people are doing the crime. That that's it's still bad people.
Man, you got Jay Thompson, all large drug dealers live in rural area. That is a not true a statement at all. That is not true. That is not true at all.
Man, it's crazy. One thing about like moving to a small town, like I don't know how y'all like living in the city. The drug dealers just blend in, but shit, out here, I be like, okay, Buick LeSabre,
Yeah, think you're gonna be a
dark
kingpin
tint.
later. That's what I'm saying. Think you're gonna be a kingpin with Ferraris and shit riding around to the local Piggly Wiggly, this selling drugs all your life. Who did this nigga like? What are y'all talking about, man? Like, this is
But
insane.
even my father sold drugs in a small town, so it's like
But
you
he
gotta,
wasn't no big deal though.
yeah. But I'm just saying though, it man. Look. Let me get to these statements. This is an article from BuzzFeed. These are just kind of like some statements about moving from a city to or moving from either a city to small country or moving from the country to the big city. So from a city to small town, what got me is that there isn't much to do. If you ever get bored and just want to go out, you can really just go on a walk. The stores were bare and there wasn't many, and the library didn't have many things. So if you wanted to get outside your house and do something around town, it was slim pickings. Stuff like that. There was one that I read. I moved from a
So you skipped over all the Ohio shit. You skipped over all these badass cities and shit.
I wanted to get to a small.
You skipped past all the up north stuff.
All right, I moved from a small town to a big city when I started grad school, and I think the biggest shocks were how much time I spent in traffic and how far away I'd have to park for everything. In a small town, everything is right there. So these are just like I said, these are phobias that I
You haven't
like.
read a phobia. People have no phobia of coming to a small town, but the small town does have a phobia of people.
Shit.
Why? Why would
Shit.
you be afraid to go to a small town?
Man, you could not man, look, ain't nobody moving to these small little dusty towns, man.
So you call them dusty, but them people have a way of life that they refuse to let someone that has you're compromised. You are compromised. Okay, that's one thing I really realized about you city people. Y'all are real compromised, right? Y'all for real talk. Y'all had a deal and be around each other in such close proximities. Y'all don't actually have a true. Y'all don't have true standards, yo. That's just why y'all get into so many.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Read this one. We moved from a large city to a smaller city. What a shock. Everyone knows each other and they stay in this town forever. Outsiders are not welcome. The gossip and people watching are constant. No
That's
real
true.
arts and cultural activity. Everything social revolves around alcohol. There are no nice restaurants or shops or places to shop.
Okay, so a lot of all of that is true. All of that is true. That is true. That's true. We can get some better food rather than barbecue with chicken and macaroni and collard greens. We can probably get some more food. That's true. We can probably get some Indian people to come through and drop some food off. So like, it probably could stand a more of a it probably could stand more of a cultural variety in food. I'll give you that. Rural areas do not. They got some Chinese food. You might get some Chinese food or hibachi.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But I
That's
mean,
about
but
it.
the idea that, you know, country folk, let me just say this. Country folk think that they're just nice and innocent, but once you get that alcohol in them, what man, the one thing I know is country folk love to fight.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. But they'll fight rather than
And
like,
they'll be
come
all
on.
up in your business. Stacy over there with Johnny, you know, Johnny messed with Mary Lou.
But the stuff that they do is like real talk. It's that's just natural people. The people
Yeah.
the stuff that people in cities do is unnatural. This shit is unnatural. Yo. I'm like, what the fuck?
He said it. Shit is unnatural.
Like y'all unnatural. Like when the shit that happens, like look, the stuff that happens in Dallas is unnatural. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? But I can understand some of the issues that happen in rural areas. You know, we like I say, we always watching each other. We always interchanging with each other. Look at these panels, right? Where it's like the same people in the chat, the same interchanging. We end up arguing, talking shit to each other, getting into arguments and fighting, but we still end up pretty much cool, right? This is more like a rural. This is more like a rural environment. Black YouTube. Yes, this shit is ignorant, but it's a controlled ignorance. We know, you pretty much know these niggas. Like you don't know them, but you
Yeah. I get what you're
you
saying.
know their internet footprint. You know their internet footprint, right? And that's kind of like how that is, right? And like in some rural areas, you know how that person move in life, and you kind of know that it's a way better life, man. I'm telling you, it's a way better life than the city. I live both. I like the city. A lot of pretty women, nice restaurants, make a lot of money, a chance to make a lot of money, engage in life, supposedly. But I also love being home in the country, fishing, catfishing on the pier with my cousins. Some of that, some of that stuff is irreplaceable. This stuff I'm doing here, is replaceable. Stuff I can
Yeah.
do there is irreplaceable.
But okay, so just to get back on the video, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that he's kind of playing on the big city phobia, kind of showing the mysterious black men jumping over countertops to rob the store for the cigarettes and alcohol, and the white commies, the commies throwing bricks at the police officers, anarchy. Are we? I think, in my opinion, he's placating on the fears of middle Americans using the white country music to kind of say. And then, if you notice, hold on, let me see. I noticed that in the videos that he showed, the screenshots. I'm gonna show it. He used a lot of these old style middle America. This is old. This stuff has it. This stuff is
How old is
60s.
that? That's 60. That is kind of old right there. That is really pixelated, boy. God damn.
Yeah, okay, we're talking about. He's comparing. He wants to make
Nostalgia.
America great again.
Nostalgia. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
It's come on, man. It's a dog whistle, in my
It's not a
opinion.
dog whistle. It's a dream worth having.
It's a dog whistle, man. You want to go back to the time where you can put black people in check.
No, I remember a time when this country was way. I mean, because everyone said, when was America good again? Look, I remember growing up in the country. I'll call it racist you want to, man. I enjoyed growing up in East North Carolina.
But why use pics? Look, the white man raising the
Well,
flag.
I remember when they used to raise the flag and the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Old pixelated over an old pixelated video. But then when we talk about the problems, this is all new age problems.
So you don't want to. So you don't remember saying the Pledge of Allegiance when you were in school?
Yeah, I remember.
And do you remember when and then he took it out?
Yeah.
They took the pledge out.
But I mean, look, let's just stick on this point. Do you see that he's using the imageries of newfound crime, but then he wants to talk about, when he talks about going back to a time in which, like I said, I believe black people were more in check. Look at how old this is.
Black people were not in slavery during this time. E-Back, you are dog whistling right now.
No, but look at this. Look what he's doing. Imagery is everything.
What is this an imagery of? A child playing hopscotch back when kids?
But in the 60s. Why can't he show a picture of a child doing that now? Why is he going so far back to the 50s?
You yourself have even complained that children don't go outside and play. You have heard multiple people across the board talk about how children are not outside playing, how basketball courts are empty. And back in rural areas, guess what? Kids are still on back where I live at, kids are still on the basketball court. Kids are still running around, still riding bicycles. And honestly, you can't tell me that going to the local convenience store in the inner city is not a risk every time you go into your local convenience store in your city, it can get popping anytime. I've been in a convenience store that's been robbed before, right? Real shit. And it was horrible. And I like, fuck, man, what the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Right?
They be robbing convenience stores in the city, in the country.
Well, in the country, my nigga went to jail for that stupid shit. But you know what?
Come on, man.
He was one of the few niggas. He's one of the few that nigga did it, and they ended up killing a white man. And them niggas got caught. They went to jail. All three of them, right? And that's horrible, right? But there was one of few, and then and it's not something that happens all the time. You act like, see, look, in the city, a convenience store get robbed at least once a week.
Oh God, not once a week.
I live in Dallas. You can get a convenience store robbery once a week just in Dallas. And let's not talk about Arlington and Fort Worth. You can find, look, man, come on now. And this is talking about some movies. This ain't movies. This is real life. Everyone is complaining about inner city crime. You got people going through these inner cities, going through Home Depot, Harbor Freights, getting boatloads of products and walking out stealing. You from San Francisco. You saw how bad they were stealing in San Francisco to the point they had to completely change the way they sell products at Walgreens. Y'all city people are some of the worst ant-minded individuals rather than community-driven work folks I've ever seen. And there should be a separation in America based off the minds of country folk and city folk.
Once again, we got another picture of a woman in modern times yelling at a officer. What you gotta understand the message that he's trying to convey through video, man. What they're trying to do, like how do you go from that to then God Bless America on an old barn from the 60s? Like, come on, man.
Because at one point spitting in someone's face was do you know that?
Why are we showing this old picture of God damn, like are you not understanding the messaging? They want to bring it back to it. They want to go back in time to where they can keep niggas in check.
No, this ain't about niggas. At one point, no, this is about American. No, this is about American culture. At one point in American culture, spitting in someone's face, no matter what your race was the ultimate sign of disrespect. And the fact that we have led our country to go to the point where it's spitting in the face of police, Do I agree with the police? Hell no, all the time. But the fact that we're spitting in their faces rather than arguing them down in the court and making them look like the fools that they could be in that situation shows that we have no decorum, we have no standards. We have no standards, and that's what city people bring. No standards. No damn standards. Whatever they can do to make a buck, it becomes a dog eat dog mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The standards drop
I
down
agree.
in the city.
I agree, but once again, you're shitting on other people while your own backyard isn't necessarily that clean.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
ours is muddy, but y'all's is full of mud and rocks, and it ain't filtrating well. So y'all ain't no good. So y'all don't need to bring y'all stuff to the rural areas. I do agree. I cannot even say that that's racist. I've always agreed that we need to bring black people to the South in segments. We need to bring all the rural area black people back to the South in segments. We can't retrain all y'all at one time. Y'all
To
are
do
in the
what? What are we
To
getting
act right.
retrained for?
But to act right, y'all got to act right, and y'all don't act right. Y'all don't do
Get
right.
in line, right?
Y'all need to get in line. Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. That's the point that I'm trying to make. You're trying to tell everybody, trying to tell black people you need to get back in line because you're out of order. But the simple fact is you're not understanding why we might be throwing these rocks. We might be having these issues. You don't understand, like come on, man. Come on,
No,
man.
you don't understand.
Come on, man.
I don't think you understand how getting out of line I don't think you understand how that is just literally not helping this situation. So
Just
if
because
everybody,
white folks got black people in check in some of these
there was a
southern
majority
towns.
of white people out there rioting.
Sometimes I roll through these towns and you see the railroad track, and on one side the railroad track is good, on the other side it's bad. And I would be so pissed off. I would be so fucking pissed off. I want to be organizing in these communities and saying, what we doing here?
Look, so you talk about all these areas in Texas that had poor white people. You don't think white people are getting on each other's asses about saying, look, y'all motherfuckers need to get this shit together. So what I'm saying is they don't. You think white people want big city meth, cocaine, and crack and fentanyl pills in they rural areas? Hell no, they don't.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They don't.
They be on it.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, that is a big city problem that has
it's not. It's a
infiltrated
small town problem.
the demon
White folk,
of
no. White folks out
no.
here, they love they love their cocaine, they love their crack, they love their meth, they love their alcohol. They love it too.
I've seen white people do some meth, maybe some little cocaine, maybe we'll smoke some crack. But you know what? It never got to the point where it's gotten that now.
Yeah.
Somebody said the majority of meth is made in rural America. That's a lie. The majority of meth is transported from the major cities to the rural area and to other major cities. It's transported through rural areas, not made in rural areas. Why do y'all want to make it seem like people out there in the country that's out there cooking big meth plants? Nigga, the fuck out of here, man. Y'all are liars.
Come on, man. You cannot hide the underbelly of the American society. We gotta be real out here.
No, y'all gotta be real out here.
Y'all smoke weed out there, right?
Hell yeah, but come on now.
All right.
Now, country people might have grown some weed. Now, I ain't gonna say that we didn't do that. I ain't gonna say we ain't do that, but because if you look at it right, Kentucky's a very rural area, right? Kentucky's cash crop is actually marijuana, and it's illegal there. So that should not. So we are okay. So we know that country folk grow some weed, and they also will brew some liquor and some moonshine and some alcohol. But this meth, fentanyl, crack shit came from you city niggas.
Oh, that's cap. That is super cap.
Yes, it did. The hard fucked up shit that turned America upside down came from city niggas. It really did. You cannot deny this shit, man. Y'all
You
got
gotta
to
understand,
stop.
methamphetamines
You
are
what was New Jack City?
are
New Jack City. Where was where like look, the depiction of niggas selling? Look, Louisiana. I mean, look, no, Los Angeles. It was New York and y'all. Come on, Chicago, Detroit. It's y'all. Milwaukee. It's y'all. It's not us. Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, Houston. We won't
so
really
so
like
so
that. Shit
so
won't really like that.
what you're saying is that the city is the devil. Come on, man. Like, all right, let's look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Let me bring this up. All right. So this is rural and urban substance use rates. 12 and older. Alcoholism, pretty much even across the board. Binge, small metro, pretty much large metros kind of kick that. Large smoking cigarettes is bad. You
Okay,
know,
they rural people. They country folk.
they country folk. Marijuana usage is probably more prevalent in there. Illicit drug use, okay. Large metro got the little thing. Misuse of opiates.
But you know this percentage is based off the size of the population, right? So if one person do it, it hits harder.
I, methamphetamine like I said, you got to understand. Meth. The way that meth is created is why it's a rural issue. It's really created. You have to be in a rural area to make meth. You can't make meth in the city. It'll stink up the whole apartment complex.
I say that the majority of meth is made outside this country anyway. Fuck that. Rather than I'm not gonna put the production of meth on America. I'm gonna say that it was made outside of the country or it's shipped into the country through the cities.
And this stats comes from the United States Department of S- Health and Human Services. Sorry, and I'm guessing that this was a survey data
Man, you
source.
found some random red website, bro, that's lying on country folk about the drug use in America. Who the hell are they? That's not even a reputable healthcare site. That is not NIH. That's not National Institute of Health. This is some shit. You get please. Is that even is that even an insurance investment? What are they talking about? Who are they?
This is a branch of the United States Department of Health and Human Services.
Man, look, they lying.
They lie.
Straight up, yo. They lying. If they say that country folk smoke meth as much as city folk, they lying. There's no way possible. There's no way possible.
Here, let's see. We gonna look. I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what out of usually they have a key out of what at a total.
That's the reason why they made it real confusing like that because they lying. They not that because if they were telling the truth, they have it written straight out. I mean, you can't trust you can't trust these alphabet agencies. They trying to keep a job, okay? They're trying to keep a job.
Man, I don't know how you came to that. So proving rural people are using drugs is keeping a job. I think
Yeah,
it would be.
they alphabet. Man, look, they work. Look, FBI, CIA, it's whatever organization they work for. No, they got to come up with some statistics to keep shit going, to me and investigate. Because I think there's a war on rural people. There's a war on rural people because rural people want to have a way of life and a standard of life and an ability of life that city people just can't uphold.
Man, look at this. Hold on, look at this. Overdose rates in rural counties increased from 4% to 19 0.6%. Around 33% of people aged 12 to 20 living in rural areas abuse alcohol.
Yeah, so first of all, I don't so first of all, this is the I don't trust this website. Go up again, go stroll. The Cigna, Humana, they over there selling healthcare. They sell health insurance. They trying to sell some health insurance on this over Aetna. They over there trying to sell VA. Yeah, they selling health insurance. They lying. This they lying too. Cause they're talking about veterans that come back from war that be on drugs and shit. Nah, man, come on. Like I think y'all are really trying to talk about y'all are trying to what you're really trying to do, right? You're trying to apply the lifestyle of urban America on rural America by saying just because there's similarities in people and how people function, that there's a direct correlation in the amount of crime, how they commit the crimes, and the people that are committing the crimes. And I don't think that's true.
I mean, come on, man. What it is the idea. Like I said, this is what I believe that the big city of phobia is doing. It is essentially blaming the big cities for the small city issues, and anything that's the small cities are the heavens gate. We have the land, we have peace, we have a way of life that is unique and we can control in our own aspects. But then you want to blame any issue on the big city people when you've always been this way.
I
Rural
would
cities
say,
have always been this way.
I would say that all the wealth, it's the other way around. All the wealth is in rural America, and all the poverty is in the inner cities. Because let me tell you something, all the oil, all the food you eat, the livestock, the produce, all of that is grown in rural areas and shipped to cities. Y'all are nothing. Y'all better get out of here when y'all talk about y'all are conflating these cities, and these cities
Exactly.
are
Look
trash.
at this. So we're supposed to believe people are being genuine when they say "Make America Great Again," and not just saying it for our vote, saying it for votes and racism.
Why do y'all equate this with racism? Why are we even having a discussion of racism in the first place?
I'm sorry, man, but yeah.
Because this ain't even a racist issue. This is a where people live in their way of life issue. That's it. It ain't really a racial issue to me.
Okay, let's look at some other stuff. All right, another study shows that meth use among rural and urban U.S. residents 12 and over from the National, I don't know where this Department of something, but basically, rural areas are killing it with the meth. You can see Middle America has been killing it with the meth.
I would argue that that's not so. So the red areas the red areas are the places that are hot with meth, right?
Yeah,
I would say that that's not rural America. That's more or less mid. That's like Midwest, Southwest America. I would say when I think of when I think about rural America, I think about the Southeast.
oh gosh, that's oh my god, you're killing me.
Like North Carolina, like Virginia, like matter of fact, like Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, even Kentucky, even St. Louis, Oklahoma, even Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. I think about that whole South, the whole Mason Dixon people. us. I think about all of us, and I think about how we're just different than the rest of all of y'all.
Hold on, I got a map. I got a map. I got a map. Here we go. Here we go. This is rural versus. So this is. Okay, let me get this so I can show it. So urban areas are in the dark area. Rural areas are metros. Rural areas non-metro. So as you can see, there's a lot of rural area around this country. You know,
But if you look at a rural area of this country,
look at North Carolina. North Carolina damn near don't have no more space in it.
that's what I'm saying. Too many people moving there. I'm like, yo, like y'all are smushing me in. Like, I'm in Texas and everyone's moving here. Go to North Carolina, everyone's moving there. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't get like we can't like keep our space and our way of life. Y'all are crunching us in. And I want y'all to stay put, stay the like COVID yourself, like 6 feet yourself, man. Stay away. Like we need to get back to like a good social distance, right? Y'all keep that, y'all keep y'all up north behavior where y'all got it at. We keep our behavior, we keep it at, and then we visit each other and then go back respectfully. A much better life. Make America great again. Respect boundaries.
Oh my god, it's like I said, man. I really think that he's using this small town, this big city phobia, to really make you feel as if your way of life is the better way of life, and it's just he's planting these fears. Listen to these lyrics. Listen to these lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. Where are there sidewalks?
In the city.
Exactly. Carjacked an old lady at a red light. Where are there red lights?
In the city.
Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Come on, man.
That can happen. That can happen. That can happen either or.
Yeah.
That can happen either or. That can happen either or. I'm just saying, man, like these cities are bad, and don't nobody want that shit in their neighborhood. Nobody want that shit in their back, in their back door.
All right, so let's see. What else can we decipher from these? Got a gun from my granddad gave me. Come on, man. Like I said, you got to listen to what he's trying to tell you. He's trying to tell you he wants to go back to make America great again.
Everyone, my family. I have a shotgun. It's something called a granddaddy shotgun. You know you heard of it. I know you heard of it.
Yes. I had my grandmama and my granddaddy shotgun. Yeah.
So hold on. Say it again.
I had my grandmama and my granddaddy shotgun. Yeah.
So did I. What are we talking about?
We talking. Come on, man. What he's trying to sell is Big City Phobia. He's trying to say, well, they got these new guns, AR-15s, and all these guns, and then he's trying to make it go back to my granddaddy days. When your granddaddy?
You reaching?
No. Your granddaddy lived back in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta understand, they slick with their words. All right, so let me see.
Or are we sensitive with their words?
No. I sense a dog whistle. And then when he says, "Round here we take care of our own," you cross that line. What line are we talking about?
That property.
That property line?
Mm-hmm. Come on, my land.
What about railroad tracks? Is that a line? Don't you cross them railroad tracks? Come on, man. Like, man, look, you gotta understand. People are
you
slick.
reaching.
People are
reaching.
slick.
You
People are
reaching.
slick, man. If you don't think they be thinking it, they, man.
You
If
went
you
from
don't,
my yard to some railroads real quick. Real quick. Real quick. Real quick. You can understand not coming like we can there's a common look, we both understand. We both understand that you don't come out of yard with no bullshit. You went and jumped right to the damn railroad. Like, why we gotta play this underground railroad game with each other all the time? And I was gotta be oppressed by white people.
he mean your black ass better not cross them tracks.
Shit.
Come on, man.
What I think he
Come
mean
on,
is
man.
nah. What I think he mean is you should not you better not be coming up on his house, protesting, breaking in, trying to impede on his family and their natural rights of just being able to live free and happy as Americans. And so you want to impede on their Americanism. You want to impede on their rights. E-Black. That's what it sounds like. That's the reason why they are.
How many times does he say you crossed that line? Hold on.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah, he keep letting you know. Don't cross that. Look, man. I know when I smell some coonery around here.
Man, this ain't even coonery. This is real talk. Like, man, you can't keep crossing people. That's again, I said boundaries, right? See, you want to be able to. Y'all city folk don't understand. I get it, man. I get it. City folk and people that grew up in cities don't understand boundaries like country folk. I get it, and I don't think y'all ever will. I don't think y'all ever will understand boundaries the same way.
He says, hold on. He says, it won't take long for you to find out. For you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. I got a gun from my granddaddy. They say one day they're gonna round up.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we rounding up?
So if they rounding him up,
wait. Who?
He talking about the
No, wait. They say one day they're going to round up.
No, he said they are.
Yeah. Who they? When we gonna round up, Johnny? Who's rounding up?
He's saying that one day they're going to come for their guns. One day they're going to try to round them up. One day they're going to try to take their Second Amendment. That's what he means by that. He ain't talking about
Klan rallies.
He said, well, that shit
like
may
a Klan
fly.
rally.
What's it look? He said, well, that shit may fly in the city, but good luck. So you from LA, you from California, they took all y'all guns in San Fran, but he said y'all not gonna take our guns out in the country. Good luck with that. See, this has nothing to do with going against black people. This has everything to do with you're not gonna take my individual right, you're not gonna take my rights. That's it. And y'all city folk, because y'all have no boundaries, y'all want to start taking things from people that y'all have no right to take.
Full of good old boys. Who the good old boys?
Your granddaddy, his granddaddy, his granddaddy,
bro,
everybody's granddaddy.
Cap here. We gotta stop the cap. Look, I know what I'm.
No. When he said good old boys, when he said good old boys, raised upright. I get the raised upright part, but the good old boys, that's a little bit fishy right there. I give you that. I give you that. I give you that.
Shotgun.
I give you that.
Raised upright. They say one day they gonna round us up. We gonna have to round up.
No, they're talking about you're not gonna take our guns, but I give you the good old boys. The good old boys. Okay, you was reaching, and you finally landed. You finally landed with that one. The good old boys, you kind of landed with that one. You was reaching, but you landed with the good old boys. Now, that was kind of fucked up.
Okay. All right. All right. But anyhow, I want to give a shout out to the Black Pride members. But anyhow, we're gonna have to end this one. I got some stuff I gotta run into. All right. You got any last words?
Nah, I'm about to be up out of here. Y'all stay up, yo.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate everybody pulling up. This was the Black Afternoon Conversation. If you like the content and you like the subject, if you're catching us on replay, please hit the like button. If you like the content and want to see more of it, please subscribe. This was Black TV with the Black Afternoon Conversation. Thank you.